Hello and welcome to Las Vegas. We are inside the Rio All-Suite Hotel and Casino for the 2021 World Series of Poker event number 8 on tap. Actually, misspoke. I thought he had 8. He's the one with 2. My apologies.
All in?
Where's Owen?
It is that man who has 8. Nicholas Zautra, 35-year-old. Lives in Atlanta, Georgia.
Oh, yeah, can't lose.
Such a small all-in. I expect King Queen to have to call here, even though they know they're not going to be in very good shape most of the time.
I mean, could Zaucha be shoving lighter, though? He started the hand with just 11 million chips.
Really have to worry about ICM. Even though he's the short stack, he can still outlast some of these other short stacks. You can kind of chill. I wouldn't expect him to be much lighter than King Queen almost ever, but he can also have a lot of pairs smaller that would be racing.
Getting a count here. We can tell you it's all in for 11 million. So it's 7.8 million back over to Christian Sivasandram. Sivasandram, 30 years old, from Toronto, Canada.
Let's go.
He is priced in. He does make the call.
I've King Queen as ace jack.
Yeah.
Ace Jack versus Queen Queen.
So Nicholas Zautra at risk here, the 35-year-old. Married, no kids, but he has 2 dogs.
Making him my favorite.
We have Ace Jack, yeah.
I'm not in this.
2 corgis named Moose and Minnie. I mean, he has to win, right? So far, so good for the Ace Jack.
Oh my god.
Ace.
I don't know what the woo is about. Not even a face card. 26 million in there. Zautra needs to fade the river. And he does not. Ouch. King of Diamonds on the river.
Oh, that hurts.
And Zautra, our first casualty. He'll take home $76,957 for his efforts.
I fold King Hot.
Do you think he has any shirts with not a logo on it?
Yeah, there's no way.
No way.
Wait, is it 3.8?
I mean, he might, but he doesn't. He probably got given those too. Danny Wu raising it up here. As we mentioned, Wu's first ever cash at the World Series. His total live earnings, just 80,000. So he has already surpassed that no matter what. He actually lives in Boston, Massachusetts. He's from China. Blind on blind violence here. So a raise from the small blind, a defend. 8-6-3. 2 diamonds out there, and I feel like there's just enough for both players to get Chan in trouble.
I agree with that. He's got backdoor clubs as well. I wouldn't be trying to fold this in anytime soon.
What's the play if you have middle pair against one of the chip leaders and you're four-handed?
I would be calling here. I don't think any other option really looks that palatable. You're not going to fold middle pair. Wow.
Well, he decides to go all in.
Oof.
Wu wants a count, but I don't know if Wu is on a board as wet as this. And when I say wet, of course, I mean draw heavy. Hard to imagine Wu folding top pair.
Yeah, and blind versus blind, people just get a little aggro, so it's a lot harder to make big folds in situations like this.
Danny Wu puts the test.
23.8.
It's another 19.8 million to call. So he's getting about 2 to 1. If he does make the call, it'll be Ryan Chan's tournament life on the line. He's 36 years old. From Northern California.
And if you're Mesrich as a bystander here, you love this. You love that they're even playing a pot together. And yeah, he calls.
Wow.
Okay.
You got an 8? Holy shit.
我有4个人撞了，我
4-6.
Yeah, and they share the same kicker, so this is really bad
Brutal.
86
news
他46
for Chan. And you can see in the bottom left corner of your screen, Chan with just 13% chance of winning this pot.
没开不开6我就赢。
Put a club out there.
6 are running clubs.
6 club.
Got some backdoor straight draws that they both share.
The pot is 56.8 million.
肯定啦。
Oof.
There you go. What a sweat. That's about as sweaty as you can get.
Ooh.
黑头 A，
You think it's too many outs or you think it's getting there?
6,
Call it.
7.
I feel like it's too many outs.
Yeah.
我操，
Just
他
feels
还
like too
花
many.
4 club,
Agree.
6 or 7.
黑頭 A， 黑頭八。
Here's the river. And it is a 3, board pairs. It's the wrong card, though, for Ryan Chan. And he is out in 4th place. As you mentioned, does take home 6 figures, just a tad over $100,000. In
How
third
rich-
second. And
Hold on.
Sivasandram's going to move all in with Jack Deuce.
常
I don't think Wu's going to call it 7 high.
Nope, 10 big blinds is enough to get through here.
But it's an intimidating count, just making him count it. So when you're sitting at the table, is it a matter of trying to figure out, does my opponent know what ICM is? Does my opponent care? Or is my opponent just in like, YOLO mode and just like, you know what? I've already locked up 131,000. I don't care. I'm here to win.
Everyone's different. It makes it really interesting with these events, with massive fields, small buy-in events. People react really differently from each other. Someone will sit at the final table being like, holy crap, these pay jumps are huge. I'm used to playing for like 10% of this kind of prize pool. Every pay jump is so significant. I am going to be so tight. Then you have someone being like, I won 100 buy-ins. Who cares? They're like, yay. And wow, he makes the call.
He does make the call. Wow. And if you're Mesrich, you are loving
他们
this.
傻逼啊！他 all
Gotta
赢
do the
我。
clubs. Gotta do the clubs. You call
他
7-3
他妈我
diamond.
就对头嘛，我80几万，他 all 赢我，他拿第3就扑街。
By the way, when you shove with Jack Deuce and you get called, you're expecting to be behind.
Yes, you're not expecting to be 56%. This is crazy.
他20个没有啊
So why
，80个没有他要推我。
You don't get 80 million
他
chips in one of these by
们
folding.
我输了。
No.
10 bigs.
I kind of
This is
assumed that
right
he was just getting the count just to be
So Jack-
intimidating
so
and
Jack
I thought that
versus
was
blind?
complete posturing.
傻
I
逼，
was
他会
wrong.
不打给那个人做第2他就输了。
when you're feeling it,
Wait,
you're
so-
feeling it. And there's a 7 and the 3.
Are you
Oh my
kidding?
God.
Oh my. And Sivasandram now down to 4%.
He got get second place.
He is on life support here. He needs running cards.
I'm gonna be battling my stack.
I know. I don't.
Good luck with that one.
Oh, you call.
I got all in with all okay. I can tell you.
And that's it.
That's
I thought you were
it.
gonna fold for
That
the
is
first stack
it.
too.
Christian Sivasandram drawing dead. He'll finish in 3rd place,
crazy.
take home $131,000.
Well, man.
Yeah, but you
Yeah.
have to battle him, not me.
I know.
You were saying no spectators. We got some spectators. You happy now?
I didn't say no. I think you're sensing that I was being sarcastic. I'm never sarcastic
Or funny.
or funny. Exactly. A lot of diamonds out there. Diamonds are cheap. Jack high. Mesrich with the king of diamonds in his hand. The loser of this heads-up battle will take home a cool $174,000. The winner, $281,000.
Check.
Just your normal $108,000 heads-up battle.
Check. Check.
Bink.
Who's got a flush card? He's got 4 diamonds.
Did a little diamond check.
And Mesrich is going to overbet the pot.
10 million.
That's 10 million into 7.2 million.
Call.
Snap call. Nice sizing.
Down.
Knowing your opponent.
PM.
Raise to 5.2.
Wu with aces. That's another thing, by the way. If you find yourself having some mental problems, you're in a tough spot, just pick up aces.
That helps.
That really
Makes me
helps.
feel better.
Yeah.
And Mesrich with a nice hand to defend with 10-7 suited.
Call.
He's going to make this call. Pot now 12.8 million. And this could cost Mesrich some chips, or of course he could get lucky, which is going to happen 23% of the time, and he could end up winning this one. But Wu is going to get some value out of this one.
Check. Bet 9 million.
Now we saw Wu betting small, like really small.
Yeah.